Hello, everybody. Today we're doing a little bit of an autistic fixation of mine. Okay? The enhanced games has like unlocked a function in my mind, okay? It's unlocked something, but like not in I'm not well, I don't know. This is a based opinion? Okay, I'm gonna do based and woke, okay? I'm gonna do based and woke, don't worry. Okay. Based opinion, okay? Based opinion. We need to decriminalize PEDs. Not because I want to take them, but because it would severely reduce the amount of back knee that I see in a gym. Because doing it with a specialist would be healthier. Uh, Two, I don't need to lay down on the bench that you were just on, and I can see all them gross little wrinkles and all that shit. I don't want that. I don't know what you're on about. I don't want to be microdosing your trenbolone through your back. Okay? So, that's my based opinion. Woke opinion, and I swear to God that this has something to do with today's topic. Woke opinion is men need their prostates checked earlier. Okay? Especially with all the artificial foods we eat. We seriously need to be getting our booties checked way more frequently. I don't know how I'm gonna broach that with my doctor, but I do need to broach that next time I go, for sure. Uh, I'm gonna I'm I'm gonna just have to deal with those jokes. I know that's rage bait, Cosmic. I know that's rage bait. Okay. Wouldn't it make acne worse? So you're not going to get. All right. Well, I'm not gonna go into the logistics of taking illegal substances, but some people are more prone to back knee when they're on cycles. When I say on a cycle, They're usually on a stack, which so like they're on a stack of gear, right? So it's many substances that they take all at once in order to, get bigger, grow their muscles, increase recovery, blah, 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 right? When you get weird shit from a Discord server ran by a Chinese lady who is very nice and sells you the research chemicals you need in order to inject them into your body. You have no idea whether or not what you're injecting is clean. So, yes, it would reduce the risk of harm and adverse side effects. Also, you and I think a majority of guys need less than they think. Like a lot of guys get on a big stack of a lot of things with the intent to become humongous, but really like the look that you want requires a lot less gear than you think, right? And if you can get where you're going on like extra exogenous testosterone and not take HGH and take the thing that raises your body temperature so that way you could lower your body fat percentage. Granted, you don't need to do that now. GLP-1s are around, so you could do that. Well, GLP-1s have also been around for a while. I'm not going to talk about pharmacology, but they've been around for years, actually. Many years. Many, 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 many years. Way before we were talking about Ozempic. There's like a long history of study with their efficacy and safety outside of this. Of course, if you're somebody who already has shit nutrition and you start to reduce your consumption using some kind of compound, right? What's going to happen is that you're going to get the bone wasting and this and that, right? A lot of that comes down to diet and nutrition. Primary care doctors prescribing medications without also getting you the holistic approach that requires you to go talk to a nutritionist and dietitian. But, this is about a larger discussion regarding American healthcare, of which many people don't have access to those other things because they cost money. So that's a discussion for another time. But blame looks maxing. These things existed for a while. I was thinking about it where it was like somebody was talking about that guy in Euphoria, but they were being like, damn, they really let him get fat for Euphoria. And it was a guy who was probably like 20% body fat, something like that. And all I could think was like, and then the person replied, they're like, damn, we really are back in the early 2000s, except this time guys are gonna get the mental disorders or something like that. I'm like truncating what the tweet said, but that is what it said. And as a older person, not unk, but um I don't know if we're ready to have this conversation, but this existed prior to looks maxing and prior to all of this, right? Look, I grew up a very fat kid, right? This is very outside of the scope of this, but I guess it kind of is related in some ways. I grew up a very fat child. Um, and in the early 2000s, the look was really, really shredded. Not like geared up, yoked. It was like definitely getting there, and they definitely used gear to get there. Make no mistake about it. If you're like a millionaire celebrity, if you're like a Chris Hemsworth, if you're telling me that Chris Hemsworth didn't do a little something something extra so that way he could maintain his leanness year round, you're crazy. He did. All right. But the point of the matter is that that existed, right? The men's body image thing existed way before. Um, there is this like I don't it is I think this is a Twitter thing, a Twitter thing where all of these people are unemployed and terminally online, And so they have like a noble savage view of people that are not from their in group. So that was like a woman who made that tweet, and she has never pondered the idea that a guy could actually have an internal life inside his fucking head. So that's why that tweet was there. Okay, all right, brother. We're all suffering deep inside in a prison of our own making. It doesn't matter what gender you identify as. Okay, the social panopticon has existed way before. All right, and you aren't studious by noticing that this time it's affecting one other guy. It's only gotten really bad because nobody's addressed it before, but it existed before. Let's not say that it didn't. But yeah. Yeah, I think people forget about the 80s fitness culture where some possibly buff and athletic dude and lady would tell you dancing would make you look like them, and it didn't. Okay? Arnold Schwarzenegger took so much gear. He took so much gear. Like, yeah, only real gym rats know that steroids is called gear. I think gear is kind of going out of fashion. I think I hear people say research chemicals. I hear people just say what they take now, which is also another one, right? But the enhanced games, right, has been bankrolled by many a person, which is what I do want to talk about today, is one of those people, okay? So while we could ponder the male body dysmorphia epidemic, we will not be doing that today. Instead, we will be talking about one man who definitely has body dysmorphia. We will talk about this elf of a human. By the way, I found out he's gonna be 50, which I really hate that I'm going to be proving his point, but he looks really good for his age. Arnold claims that he only took a low dose of Anavar. Yeah, and I have an Oasis in the Mojave to sell you. If he only took a low dose of Anavar, then he might actually truly be that genetically gifted. Okay. I thought he was older. I think that's a crazy thing to say. Yeah, weight loss meds have existed since the 70s. The GLP-1 studies, though, have been around since about the 90s, right? Because in the 70s, a lot of the things they would be giving people as medications would be crazy shit. But yeah, they have been around for a while, which is why that whole like discussion about it annoys the fuck out of me, because when you go and you like read about it and learn about it, you realize like how pretty good.
Personally, I take glucose, sucrose, and fructose. Though my doctor is saying those aren't actually helping.
I take 3 types of sugar in the morning. Did you just point the knife? I had to open a box. So I had my Peaky Blinders knife out, okay? And so now I'm just fiddling with it. So if I cut myself during stream, you'll all see me do that. But today we are going to be talking about one of the guys who is the weirdest, okay? There is a Netflix documentary on him, but I am guessing that none of you have seen it if you're sitting here watching me, okay? He looks exactly like I'd imagine a 50-year-old who uses skincare looks like. I could see that. He also is pretty fit. So Brian Johnson, for those of you that don't know, is a honestly, I'm really surprised he's not a current Mormon, but he is a
the cosmetic
Utah
surgery
person.
industry is infamous for interfering with the release of cosmetic products that make it easier to look younger and lose weight without surgery.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Americans need it because they don't have walkable cities in third spaces. Sorry. Dude, I saw one of you in the server post the the vape box that exists in Korea. You're not allowed to smoke outside, but there's vape rooms, and you could go inside like a vape room that's in a park, and then like hit a cig inside this like fucking public bathroom, but for smoking, which is just the craziest shit ever. I cannot imagine what it would smell like in there. Could you imagine the air vents in the cigarette box, dude? Could you imagine the oils and grease? But here, I'll pull up a picture of Brian. Pull up a picture of him from this Wikipedia. Now that I see that he's from Utah, everything. No fucking way he went to Brigham Young University. Maybe this guy. What? This guy was a Mormon? What? Dude, I didn't even know that. I was pulling all this stuff together for this stream, and I completely glossed over his Mormon status. They're always a Mormon. I don't think he's a Mormon anymore. I gotta be honest. He's like this. So to be clear, Brian Johnson is a multi-millionaire entrepreneur. Okay, so he's like one of those tech guys. But he is not as wealthy as like a Mark Andreessen or Elon Musk, and actually he's gone into like internet beefs with Elon Musk and all these other guys because he considers himself the foremost expert on everything related to living forever. Okay, so Brian's whole shtick for being alive. I just realized my camera is off for some reason. There we go. My bad. Brian's whole shtick for being alive is that he plans to live forever. Okay. And he has dedicated his millions of dollars and wealth and family to the cause of figuring out how to stay alive for literally ever. Obviously, this is a fruitless endeavor, right? But in the same breath, what he's doing is really weird. Okay? So Brian's fabulous wealth gives him access to doctors, access to medical research. It allows him to do things that normal people could not. And what I find interesting about this is that Brian is kind of like, you know how like you and your friends might talk about getting wealthy, and then you're like, if I was rich, I would have a fucking castle and there would be a moat and alligators in the moat. Well, he's like, if I was rich, I would become a vampire. Right? But he's 48 now. He's got a little bit of wrinklage going on here. I mean, if I were to pixel Pete, his complexion is very nice, I would say. You know, it's got a very smooth complexion. He's wrinkling a little bit. His hairline is immaculate. Okay, his hairline. He hair mogs me. On God, he hair mogs me. Straight up.
He is an atheist, and I think his religious drama has manifested in the form of him wanting to literally be immortal. I know a lot about him cause my ex-GF was a fan.
That's crazy. That's an interesting person to be a fan of. This is like one of those guys that you're like, you know, his TikTok clip comes up from like Diary of a CEO podcast right next to John Kirikou, and it's like Brian Johnson saying something crazy with that ethereal music, and then you move on with your day, right? Like, this is like one of those just like bit characters that exist in the internet, not somebody that you are like, I fucking love Brian. We're going to start with the weird relationship with the son, right? That's the best part. Well, not the best. I think his girlfriend arc is a lot more interesting. If I'm being, wow, never mind. What the fuck? Damn, this guy might actually be reversing his age. Holy shit. That first one cannot be real. That's a different guy, dude. This is a different guy. With like my skincare and like my hair care, I am trying to like work on the hairline, but I'm not going to get Turkish hair plugs. That shit's too expensive. Uh, he's male Gwyneth Paltrow. He'll be selling jade whole eggs soon. No. So here's one of the funny parts, right? He's like come out against like people where he's like, don't sun your asshole. In fact, the sun is bad for you, right? So he's like kind of very litigiously science motivated, which is really different. Because where Gwyneth Paltrow is kind of like woo woo aura and energy, this guy is like, I will dedicate all of the scientists in the world to this stupid endeavor. Do people sun their assholes? Yes. Yes. Because it's supposed to like stimulate your sacral chakra and perineum. And then as a result of that, you'll produce more testosterone. That's not a joke. That's really what they say. It's not true. It just increases your chance of colorectal cancer. So don't do that. Don't sun your asshole. All right. So let's talk about how this all started. Okay. Because it started with a simple question, okay? What if I used blood to fix my neurodegenerative possibilities, okay? So the point of this, from what I was reading, was that it was to basically help improve the biomarkers to avoid the possibility of neurodegenerative health problems in his later years, right? So one of the weird things, Brian has a weird relationship with his son, who is right behind him. So his son's name is Talmaj or Talmaraj or something. I don't know how it's pronounced. There's a video. We're going to look at it, right? But Talladega Nights back there is 17 at the time. And then him, Brian, and Brian's dad basically go to get this multi-generational blood transfusion. And it's supposed to help. I'm not going to bury the lead here. Brian stopped doing this because it didn't do anything. So this straight up didn't work, but he did try it. So, and of course he's a YouTuber as well.
Well, the science is actually pretty fascinating.
I also want to point out this came out this came about around the same time as blood doping clinics popped up. It was a fad. Yeah.
Regular transfusions.
So, and then Brian and his son, right? His son is on board with this whole living forever thing, right? So like the reason that the kidneys thing is fine for some reason. So one of the weird things about Brian Johnson is that Brian Johnson's son would give him a kidney in case Brian Johnson needs a kidney, right?
DBH, he was just chunky/tired before he became this.
Yeah, well, you know, he was like a tech guy, so you know, he had the tech guy look going on. I mean, he's willing to admit he's wrong. That's more than what others actually willing to do. Yeah, he like released his biomarkers, right? So he got blood work done after doing this blood treatment, and he was like, doesn't work, I'm not gonna do it anymore, right? So the son is in on it, right? Him and the son share everything, right? They eat the same meals, they wake up at the same time, they have the same workout regimen, they track the same things. Every part of their routine is the same. They are mirroring each other's routines, right? So that way they could test whether or not there's a difference generationally between Brian and his son. So his son is doing everything that Brian is doing, which is crazy.
of the blood of a younger, physically fit donor can significantly retard the aging process.
The vampire going insane.
Brian.
Dude, this guy really did get some serious YouTube editor to do this.
Squad, they brought the dog. Wow.
I always love the way that like humongous YouTubers edit their vlogs because they're the most like. Do they share the same girls? I don't know. I don't think Brian wants to share his 1%.
As far as I know, it's the first time this has ever been done. You ever done a multi-generational exchange? Ever?
If you start to feel like your eyes start to itch, that's the first sign of
So they take a lot of blood from the son in this. They take about 1/5 of all of his blood or something like that.
a reaction.
What?
Good morning. The challenging thing is I need to eat this somehow before we get on the airplane. I'll get my clothes on, get this packed up. I'm ready to go. Are we on
I'm gonna
time?
eat my slop bowl before I go on my private jet. You could be a millionaire and you still eat fucking doo-doo fart.
So
How does
packing
the kid's mom feel about this? Well, Brian has a new, much younger girlfriend, so I imagine not particularly happy about it.
really light today, 24-hour trip, so just the essentials. And this, I'll show this to my dad and say, hey dad, you're gonna get this tomorrow in your plasma. At Blueprint, we have evaluated hundreds of longevity therapies, and I thought it would.
Did Jax ever say the N-word, by the way? Kinda. You should go watch the stream, because now I did it, finally. But, so, Blueprint is his anti-aging venture, right? He spent a lot of time trying to make anti-aging treatments less expensive, okay? That was originally the idea with it, is to make anti-aging procedures less expensive. He was like, I need to stop doing that because this shit is so expensive, I can't figure out how to make it cheap. Which I think is really funny because then, well, I guess I'll just do it for me. At least he said so.
My ex subscribed to his meal prep and I ate some of it. It was bomb, but he prefers to blend it to save time like a psycho.
Ew. So Blueprint now is like his supplement meal prep company, right? But originally the purpose with Blueprint was to make stuff like this, not thousands of dollars.
Be pretty epic if my son, my father, and I completed the world's first multi-generational plasma exchange. Plasma is a part of our blood, so when we get our blood drawn, we see a bunch of red stuff. A part of that is the plasma, which can be separated from it. And it started with this really wild experiment where 2 mice were actually
So he doesn't want immortality. He actually would prefer both from what I've read and gotten from his tweets. He would like to be the oldest living human one day, and he would also like to look pretty while doing it. So he literally just wants to have the vampire's curse.
together to share the same circulatory.
All the shit he's doing could lead to aging. Yeah, man, and fucking sitting there could lead to it too. I'm not saying I'm a fan. I'm just saying, like, this is what his freak shit is, you know?
System. It was an old mouse and a young mouse. The results showed that the old mouse got younger. The proposal is not that my father and I get sewn together. The proposal is that
he's like a weird millionaire. Like he hangs out with the billionaires, but he's like a multi-millionaire like tech startup guy, and then for some reason he's just really fucking obsessed with this shit.
Donate my younger plasma to my father. It's possible that this will help him in a variety of ways. There have been several human trials since the mouse study.
Brother's trying to become Tengen from Principles First. Yeah, no, Diesel, I'm telling you, he's repeatedly said he wants to cure death. I don't think he's ever going to be able to achieve that, but you know what? Sure.
But young Plasma is still an experimental invasive therapy. Even though we completed a battery of baseline measurements on him, there's some level of risk here.
And we're leaving at 10:30.
Bro, even the wealthiest amongst us don't have no fucking paintings on their walls, brother. Whatever happened to aristocratic opulence, dude? All right, I'm sorry. I'm not saying anything, but if I ever get that wealthy, guys, there will be signs. I will have a castle.
You know what? I might just rep the merch.
Nice.
A year ago, I was living with my mom.
Yeah, he's the Lulu, but I'm saying what he wants. Hey, if some crank actually comes out with a cure for death, and it's not Elon Musk, I'll be happy. But if it is Elon Musk, I'm not signing up for that because that is definitely the torment nexus.
Mom in Virginia.
Minimalism is everything now, Diesel. Nah, minimalism's like a 2021 thing, you know. We're in like I don't even know. We're in like the sleaze maxing era. Everything's about sleaze maxing. Crackpipe theory. He's waiting for a star plasma vessel. Brother is waiting to assimilate some young dude to keep from devolving into an Easter Island.
And
I think if there was like some wealthy wealth person, right? If there was like some like Mark Andreessen, not signing up for his immortality machine. Peter Thiel, definitely not. Alex Karp, basically the same guy, not signing up for that one either. This guy, I mean, if it's like a pill, I guess I'll take it. But if it's like a machine where I gotta put something in my head, not happening.
I had grown up
The fuck
in a
is
religion.
sleaze maxing? Okay, so there's a name now for the dirty perm mullet mustache guy. That is your sleaze maxing, right? So you do that, you do a Hawaiian shirt, you do light colored khakis. Basically, you just look like a federal agent trying to sell cocaine in Colombia to try and stop the leftists from gaining power in government. You know, so that.
For all my life, but I'd never really been into it. And
Yeah, minimalism is definitely a millennial thing.
a couple years back, my dad actually had left the religion, and he was sort of the outsider kept at bay by my siblings and I because he didn't check the religion box, he could not be trusted.
Dude, he got outed from his Mormon family by not being Mormon. That's crazy.
Started to develop a relationship with my dad, and we began working on practical things together, like my homework, and slowly I began
he's 17. I can't dog on him too much, but you know when someone sounds like, you know, well, like father, like son.
to develop a trust for him because I
What
saw
religion? Scientology? Mormons. They were Mormons.
that in the areas he's helped me in life, he has had a good track record at helping me succeed. And so that
So you notice how they all wear whoops? They're all wearing whoop bands.
sort of bled into other areas of my life, and eventually I came to the conclusion that I wanted to leave the church I grew up in and come out to California to live with him. And it was the best
They both
decision.
talk like aliens. I know. He sounds like an alien, dude.
I've made in my life.
What is wrong with him? I know he's 17, but like, what's wrong with him?
Peak male fashion is the postal dude.
I don't know about that. I don't know. The trench coat has a lot of baggage. Which way, Western Van, do you take the Brian Johnson biohacking immortality regime that requires 23 hours of maintenance? Or do you get Neuralink and become a Musk drone at the Tesla factory? I Definitely. So I definitely take a lot more time than most men, I think, myself, right? Because I wake up in the morning. I wake up in the morning and I moisturize and use sunscreen. You should always put on sunscreen. Even if you don't fucking moisturize, you put on fucking sunscreen in the morning. But I do that. And then I make sure to track my activity, right? I have an old Samsung watch that I've had for like 5 years. And I use that one. It's probably not super accurate, but I really just want that to track my sleep. And then, of course, I go to the gym. I track my workout so I can steal my statistics. I can see my performance up to like 4 years ago. That's how long I've been tracking. I also track all the stuff I eat. What else? That's probably it for that. Oh, in the morning I take a bunch of vitamins, right? I take D3 because I'm not in the sun enough. Fish oil because fish oil has so much science behind it. I take biotin. There's a bunch of stuff in that one. I take like a compounded finasteride. I'll take 3Ds. That's crazy. Oh, and then at night, my night skincare routine is a lot more busy, right? Remember to take zinc and magnesium so you can fuck better. I don't know if it makes you fuck better. I think the thing is that it gives you bigger loads. I think zinc and magnesium give you bigger loads. I was taking magnesium. I need to take magnesium and zinc again to test that out, though. I am very curious. Finasteride, finasteride is the thing that they give you when you go to what are they called? A hair doctor? A dermatologist. You go to a dermatologist, and then if you're a dude, usually, but basically if you have alopecia or like you're balding, they give you that, and it counteracts that in the long term. Do you have the Patrick Bateman skincare routine? I guess I do. Yeah. There's a lot of items. I use retinol, and then some nights, not every night, I do a mud mask. And then some nights, I'll do, like, under eye patches for puffiness. So I do a lot. Which is definitely more than most men, which are throw water on my face, walk out the door. Do you double cleanse? Yes, I double cleanse. I was looking for a new cleanser because I'm about to run out, but I think I am gonna just get the same one I got before. You should always double cleanse, especially if you put product on your face, because the oil cleanser or like a balm cleanser is gonna get the product off, and then you use the water cleanser to get all the cleanser off, right? Of course, wash in between those, but it helps to do two. No, you don't want to have SPF with retinol, right? You want your retinol to be a separate item that you take at night because it'll make your skin more sensitive, right? So you want to take something with SPF in the morning before you step out of the house, but you want to do retinol most nights before bed. Usually people have to work up to it. I don't put retinol on my face every night because it makes my face itch sometimes. So I have to be very sparing with it. So I don't use it every night.
Hey, how
yeah,
much?
remember magnesium
There's a
hydroxide, not
delay.
magnesium citrate. I know.
Well, so I was updating my algorithm of the number of cameras. on
Dude,
you.
they got like a fucking film crew with him for the fucking vlog.
So it seems like you're doing really well.
I think so.
I've been so proud of Talmadge because he has not been on camera at all, and Talmadge is learning extraordinarily.
Talmud? His son's name is Talmud? Like the thing you read at temple? Like the Jewish Talmud?
Fast. I'm impressed. We are on time. as an alt.
I do have a hydrating milk toner that I take. So I use the cleanser and then I use a milk toner and then I apply the product.
Nutter Butters, little snack size and then cookie size Oreos. And you know what? With this option set, we will choose nutty.
Oreos aren't a big part of the blueprint.
You just want to check in self-service?
There are so many things that can go wrong. We've planned this entire thing to happen in 24 hours. Not a single thing can go wrong. So I'm pretty nervous about this.
I'm actually excited. This is like the first thing
Oy vey, his name is what? He said Talmud.
where I'm actually having something done to my body significantly that's supposed to help it, besides Blueprint.
Yeah. Do
Why
I
is
want
his
your
son named Talmud? Well, they were Mormons, so.
plasma? Like, how's your plasma been? What's the warning label here?
For about 16 years of my life, I've had unlimited sugar, so just be ready for that.
Dude, Mormons and their sugar, dude. It's crazy how, dude, the Mormon overlap here is crazy work. I cannot believe that there's a Mormon angle to Brian Johnson. This guy, it's crazy. It's like they designed this guy in a lab for all of my like weird fixations. Because I am so obsessed with Mormons just for some reason. I don't know why. And then I'm like really obsessed with like health and fitness and stuff, but like in like a weirdo nerd way, not in like a I like to work out way. Didn't Mormons create dirty soda? Yes. I hate the dirty soda thing, by the way. Fucking dirty soda is gross as hell. The concept of that is just foul. All right. I don't want to go to McDonald's, okay, get a Coke with heavy cream in it or whatever the fuck they're putting in it. I don't want that. Okay, that's just a watered down shake at that rate. I don't even, it's weird, dude. It's weird. Mormons will be like caffeine is evil and then 20 ounce Mountain Dew with extra syrup and cream. Yes. Did you know the Mormons invented their own language? I did know that. Yes. Yes. They really tried to get that one to stick. It did not work. Dude, dirty soda is... I'm sorry. I'm going to go to dirty soda right now. Hold on. Here. My keyboard is sleeping. It's not our fault Mormon women are hot. I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, man, if you like blondes who wear a dress and stay inside all day, yeah, I get, yeah. If you're really into the trad wife thing, sure. All right. Oh, okay. So it's a combination of soda, coffee creamer, and flavored syrups. Dude, people keep saying that dirty sodas are just like virgin martinis and shit, or like a virgin like mixed drink of alcohol. No, it's not. No, it's not. Putting coffee creamer in a Coke is diabolical. Okay? That is foul work. Foul. What do you think of root beer floats? I like a root beer float, but like the root beer seems like it was a beverage designed to have ice cream on it, right? And also, if I like the proliferation of dirty sodas implies that I should drink this all the time. But I feel like this is one of those things where it should be like mostly none of the time. Okay? What the fuck is swig drinks? Is this a Mormon thing? This feels Mormon. This is definitely a Mormon business that I've just clicked on. I've clicked on a Mormon business. Dr. Pepper, vanilla, and coconut cream is... Oh my god. The diabetes drink. Dude, Taco Bell has dirty sodas. What's in a dirty Pepsi? What is in a dirty Pepsi? vanilla creamer. Dude, getting Pepsi, getting a hold on, getting a 30-ounce Pepsi, getting a large 30-ounce Pepsi with vanilla creamer from Taco Bell is actually the most ridiculous shit I have ever heard. Literally a shit drink. Literally a drink that makes you shit yourself. Pilk, yes, Pilk. It's Pilk. They've unironically created Pilk. Yes. You could go to Taco Bell right now and order a large Pilk with fries, because Taco Bell does that now. Oh my god, King Cobra Wood. Rest in peace, King. Yeah, Mormon Pilk. The fuck is Pilk? It's Pepsi with milk.
We're 34,000 feet. We're flying to Dallas. We're about an hour into the flight. We just had some food. Yeah, we're going to go into land. I'm going to see my dad, which I'm really excited about.
Pepsi already unironically did Pilk. Oh, well, you know what? Society making me a monster, and also Italian, apparently.
Because I haven't seen him in about a year. We talk a lot on the phone, but I haven't been with him. Talmadge is right behind me. I need to check in to see what he's eating to make sure his plasma's okay. All right, so I'll see you guys 2 hours. We'll be landing. I'll see you in Dallas. We just arrived in Dallas, waiting to find out where our baggage...
Imagine you could be walking through an airport and a vampire could be standing right there in the baggage claim.
Claim is going to be. Don't know if the bags made it through.
Where is the mom? So Talmadge and Brian have been ostracized from their family because they left the Church of Latter-day Saints. They are basically persona non grata, right? So when you're Mormon and somebody leaves the church, you and all your friends tell each other that so-and-so is leaving the church and to not talk to them and not talk to them. Like, not communicate with them at all. So basically what ends up happening is that you never hear from them again. So yeah, you're shunned.
The plasma did.
So Lestat coded.
We smuggled it inside of each of us, so that was good.
I'll drive. My name is Brian. I'll be your driver today.
This is Dad.
Is it weird that I thought he would have a driver?
Wow. Dad, you look amazing.
I think that's the first time my son and my father and I have all hugged together. That was a beautiful moment that I will never forget.
Yeah.
I need to see what Talmadge is eating to make sure his plasma is okay. This is the alien poorly disguised as a human.
Where do you want?
Yeah, go ahead next to Talmadge.
Okay, bad boy.
I get a lot of meanness directed towards me for Project Blueprint. It does something special to just get under people's skins. They seem to just boil and they want to just...
Let me check on my harvest.
Unleash on me. I do have to confess, I do love it. All right, let's do the first one. I hope he gets hit by a bus. The thing on this though, I wonder what happens if a...
I don't know, man. I think people could say a lot more worse things about you, but that's okay.
Only 20 minutes of sunlight left, and also my bedtime is...
Dude, fucking rich people. Fucking rich people are crazy. What the fuck are you people doing? This feels like somebody being performatively rich. I know I'm chastising them for standing barefoot in a fucking golf course, but there's something very performatively rich about that.
Fast approaching, and I just don't...
Dude, what is going... Oh, this is for a photo shoot. This has to be for a photo shoot. For sure, this has to be for a photo shoot.
Negotiate with my bedtime, ever.
Diesel, please watch the one where he is addressing allegations from his ex-wife.
And actually go, physically go. Pull him up, pull him up. Woo! Richard, I appreciate you.
Cool, you look great. Dad, you want to take center?
If you had
Bro, they had Lindsay Lohan in a sexy Santa costume advertising Pilk.
I did not know that. I feel like I've missed out on some cultural touchstone of Pilk.
to summarize, what would you say?
You can think about this as things an individual can do to be healthy and well. We typically think about it as an individual.
Yeah, I had a cousin who died because of the no blood transfusions thing a while ago.
Individual doing something, but rarely this intimate of a setting.
Lots of for some reason a lot of Latinos and like the black community are in Jehovah's Witness. I don't know how that happened, but there just is.
Where you're exchanging biofluids in a way that's meaningful.
I drive by like a humongous Jehovah's Witness watchtower location, right? And it's like they own all this like property and stuff. And the way that the property is built as you drive through that land, you know that it is loaded with like an underground bunker and like a vault, right? It's like designed in a way where you could tell that the mounds of earth are artificial and that there's something under there.
Going to impact your body.
I feel like today that pool experience was like
This dude looks like part of the Flesh Eater courts.
I don't know about that.
Like any complications, the humor, everything that was
When was
sand.
the last time you went? I don't really drive that way anymore.
Like everything that went.
You're near Colt Head. There's a lot of cults. It's not a headquarters. It's like one of their like satellite locations, but it is huge. I'm pretty decently close to a few of them. I mean, shit, man, I could go to the Scientology headquarters right now in Manhattan. It wouldn't be that fucking hard. It's like right off of Broadway. You know, like Falun Gong is in Catskills. That's like up north. You know, it's not that bad. Like fucking everything in New York is on the east side of it. There's nothing in West New York. We don't give a fuck about Buffalo.
With it, it was just like the culmination of all those factors that made it one of those experiences that were like, shit, that was awesome.
Yeah. It's his greatest project, his everything, that he's throwing everything in, and a son that adopts that, and then me being able to participate. Yeah, that's kind of where my mind is.
Like I guess the experience itself, I have no idea what's going to happen. But I'm excited.
It's going to be very boring and you're going to have your blood sucked. But like medically.
Blueprint therapy that would help reverse my age to have that opportunity.
So again, like I should say, this is all like a big ad for when he was trying to make stuff like weird anti-aging blood transfusions affordable. So that way he could sell it to people.
To be a part of that.
You ever see the Korean cult that took over the abandoned mental hospital in like Dover Plains or somewhere over by there? Yeah, I've driven by that one too. That one's like really easy to get to. I mean, it's huge too. It's huge. They have a lot of property for that one.
That's me in the bag.
That's a lot of blood. That is a lot of blood. I mean, that's plasma, but that's a lot. What do you think that tastes like? AIDS? Well, I mean, it can't be AIDS. He probably doesn't have AIDS, right?
Normally this...
I don't know why I said that. You fucking idiot, Diesel.
filter is filled with all kinds of junk that your blood has inside of it, but this is completely clean, and there's usually something in there, but there's nothing in here.
I created
the nurse being like, "Yes, my multi-million-dollar patient, your blood is the cleanest I've ever seen." Okay, that was a little vampire coded. If I was a vampire, I would work in a rich person's like blood doping clinic, right?
this human. He's now almost 18 years old. We're now doing this together. I never imagined in my entire life this kind of relationship with my child.
Never imagined that I'd be able to have a blood transfusion with my son. But not for like a need.
Thanks for the time.
I'd take a cult of like 40-year-old MILFs. Well, you know, L. Ron Hubbard had to get started somehow, you know?
No worries.
All right, Dad.
Get down here. Let me give you a hug. Go out of there.
I don't want to ruin your needle.
No, you're not going to ruin my needle.
There are parallels in my childhood and also Talmadge's childhood. My parents divorced when I was 3 years old. My father was understood as this ostracized, outcast person.
Dude, the Mormon lore that is permeating through this, I am so here for this, dude. I fucking love Mormons. I don't like Mormons, but I love Mormons. But like, it's a cultural artifact.
He didn't help himself with some of the struggles he had in his life.
You think it's weird? You think his dad feels weird about this? No, I think his dad is actually feeling very blessed to be able to participate in something with his son, actually.
A child, and I'm trying to process who my dad is and what he's doing, and this is not a judgment on my.
I feel like when Brian dies, when Brian dies, they'll void his son's conscious and put his own like Arasaka from Cyberpunk.
Father, he's had his own life journey. That's fine. Ironically, I lived a similar version with my children.
You know, Brian has been a magnificent kid. Through the problems that I had, he was always the one that would reach out.
Hepatitis, Diesel. Well, I know these guys have such clean blood. They've never seen any blood cleaner, honestly.
But you know, there's still that hurt, and so Brian now went through where he faced physical symptoms, everything in his reconciliation, and he had to pull himself apart. And so as he's gone through that process,
yeah, so he can do the opposite of these guys. How many diseases can I contract before it fucking kills me?
He's been able to look at me and say, I get it. You know, it was not an act of cruelty, misjudgment, you know, lack of character. And so that has resulted in what I see as this kind of unification where we get each other, you know.
We're talking church stuff.
Oh, is that right?
Dude, the Mormon hand of Brigham Young rests heavy on a newly found atheist's shoulders. You haven't heard of the man who has every STD known to man? That sounds pretty bad.
Don't pull it down. Love you, Dad.
Yeah, love you.
What a great experience. You feel the love?
Yes.
All right.
What a weird thing. Isn't it so weird?
When we got back in the bus, the mood had changed. We all felt like a team, even though it was Talmadge, myself, and my dad doing the plasma exchange. Everyone there was now invested in this relationship, and we all were in the celebratory mood, and it felt like family.
All right, well, today we're at the end of our epic adventure, the multi-generational plasma exchange. Dad.
And it didn't do anything.
Needs to catch his flight, Talmadge and I.
Now, it should be mentioned that he's one example, right? So this is like a case study, basically. But I mean, I don't know if me. So hypothetically, if I got blood from somebody younger than me, if that would change the possibility of what diseases I could contract, or if it would change my biomarkers. Now, if I was blood doping to increase my VO2 max in order to participate in a bicycle race, that's a different story. But these other things are like, you can't even fucking test that in the immediate. And then once it all gets processed through your body, eventually, you know, it's just your blood, right? So there's that. Interesting. I don't know if it's where we should dedicate medical science. Clearly it's not, because he didn't keep doing it, because he didn't see the results for himself. But I'm talking in like a broader societal scope. It didn't seem to do anything.
We're gonna go have a celebratory party. Amazing day.
But that's the blood one, which is strange. But there is so much more. Okay. So it started with that, right? But let's see. Do I have it up? A lot of this is like, here's Brian Johnson saying how it didn't really do anything. Right? And it's just basically a big post talking about that. Fun fact, getting blood from older people might actually be more beneficial because your body can learn how to attack diseases more effectively. Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I trade blood with my son, got lunch, you know, the usual. Alright, let me pull this up. Alright, so I gotta pull up the erection tweets. So, like I said, he does everything with his son, okay? He does everything with him. And the... Is this the tweet about the erection data? Hold on. There we go. Oh, this is a crazy... Here's a tweet with... Yeah, I'll pull this up. Here's him talking about... This is such a crazy... This is such a crazy one. Okay. Friends, I have the best biomarkers in the world. I am the healthiest person on the planet. I'm fitter than most teenagers. My skin is smoother than that of a woman in their 20s who obsess over theirs. I have more stamina in bed than men in their 20s. I have better health markers than any hater, health influencer, an anti-aging doctor in science. My mind is sharper than it's ever been. My mental health is at its peak. My protocol, which is loyal to data and science, is better than any big money influence government guideline or pseudoscience social media fad. So this is him talking about his shit. It's a blog post. So this is him trying to promote his brand again, right? But what's very funny about this is, again, there are more recent tweets where he's bitching about this, but he got into beef with another supplement company because he's like, your supplements are shit. There's nothing in them. This is bullshit. You're fucking wrong. And he was such a pedant about it. He would test that stuff against his stuff. Sounds like a midlife crisis. It kind of is. So here's the data, right? So basically he just goes through this whole yaparoni here, okay? And then he releases his stats on a sheet. So his speed of aging has been reduced to a value of 0.64%. So he's apparently the top 1% of 20-year-olds in his 40s. My birthday now happens every 19 months. You can slow down your speed of aging. So, to be clear, like some of you have mentioned in the chat, what he means by speed of aging is that he looks younger longer, right? But it's more than that, right? So as we age, different things happen to our body, right? Our joints get weaker. Our bones get weaker. Our muscles fatigue more easily. Our ability to recover from exercise gets more difficult. Our hair gets grayer. All of these things happen. There's so many different things that contribute to what aging is in its totality, right? So it's like, there's a reason that certain diseases show up more often in older populations and all of that stuff. If anything has been anything to take away as we're going through this, fucking, you know, exercise, put on sunscreen, take a multivitamin. I wish I was rich enough to experiment on myself. Do you think he's subconsciously afraid of dying and going to hell? I mean, not to do the square, the intro to philosophy square guy. I can't remember his name. Fuck, I should know this. I've talked about this before. Listen, I'm not a religious person, okay? But if I died and then it turned out hell is real and I'm going, I'm gonna be scared. If I got concrete proof that hell is real, I don't know. I mean, subconsciously, am I afraid of dying? I think consciously I'm afraid of dying. Are you not? Are you're ready to go right now? Like, you're ready to go? I don't know. I'm not ready to go. I think it's okay to not want to go. The human experience, brother. He has a 5-hour longevity routine. Look at the timeline for the protocol. Oh my god. Let's take a gander at this. Yeah, just kill me? Alright, well. What if hell is like how it is in Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss? Throw me to the wolves and I'll come back a father. You know what they say. Don't worry, Diesel. We don't even actually know what hell looks like. Modern depictions of hell are almost entirely based off of Dante. Well, you know what I think? Maybe hell is like the expert prison, right? Where whatever the torture that would bother you the most is what you have to suffer for all eternity. As a small child, I felt like I was going to hell no matter what, so I made peace with it, Catholic. Well, I feel like it depends on the Catholic. I felt I was a good Catholic child, and then we had this priest came in. We had this priest come in. His name was Father. I won't say his last name. I almost did. But he walked into the room and he said, "Most of you are going to hell." And the whole, like, talk was just him kind of, like, being a humongous asshole and telling us that we're already going to die and go to hell one day. And that, like, annoyed the shit out of me as a 12-year-old. I'm like, what the fuck? Awesome, it's great when a priest come in. But he was really fucked up and rude, dude. He was really fucked up and rude. That probably pushed me away from the church more than anything. And he was mad at the Pope Francis, the one before this one. Yeah, he was mad at Pope Francis because he felt that Pope Francis was also too liberal. So I can only imagine what that father is feeling these days. Who did the priest came in? All right. Liberal. I hate the Catholic guilt trip thing. You know what's funny? There was him, and then there was another priest who, the other priest ended up becoming a principal at like a school. The father I'm talking about that said all these rude things to us ended up, they moved him because he was so fucking angry all the time, and mad with the church. Which is a big deal, by the way. You shouldn't be doing that if you're a priest. He definitely had a conversation, and they definitely moved him as punishment. But the other one, he was like this really like jovial person. He was always kind, always nice to everybody. He would say like that you should, not be an asshole to gay people, basically. He was explaining how he has gay friends and he has friends of different religious denominations, and how he would talk to them and have like these discussions about their religions so they could all understand each other better. And it was like very much like 6-7, very much like 6-7, you know? But it's very much like a totally different person. It was crazy. Just like when my sociology professor said he could tell some of us would never be happy just looking at our eyes. That's crazy. They found him in bed with a kid, right? Man, you're always so negative in the chat. You gotta practice self-love, sister. God damn. No. No, he's still a principal. He works in the city now, which is probably a better spot for him because he's very liberal. How is that 6'7"? This is 6'7". This is 6'7". Like that, like literally the Pope does 6'7". Like I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, here is his wake up routine. All right, wake up at 4:30, UV free light, muscle and fat measurements. 1 hour exercise at 5:30 in the morning. And then he does breakfast and sauna. Do you guys remember when there was that whole big thing about like that guy who would wake up early, that black guy who would like, you know, put his face in water and have that like long ass wake up routine? Like this is that guy. Hold on. This is that guy. Ashton Hall. About me being negative. Well, duh. This is what happens when you can't find a job. He really is making this seem day blah blah blah. Okay, hold on. He has like one where okay, here we go. Is it this one? Oh, it is this one. Dude, the taking bottled water and pouring it into a bowl to put your face in it is such like wasteful as fuck. It is so fucking wasteful to be doing that. Yes, the one black guy who wakes up early. I cannot even... That is literally his bit. That's his bit.
Thank you. She's out.
You... Dude, whatever woman had to prepare this, I'm so sorry. I don't know what world you feel okay to be putting yourself in this situation. You know, the suffragettes fought for so much. The fucking bottle of water, dude. Which apparently, by the way, is not a product placement. It was just that's he likes it. From what I remember. I don't believe that, though. No, this is product placement, for sure. Is it even good water? Brother, it's water. I think it's just water. Yeah, the woman also dresses him. So this is another, yeah, all of that's rented, yeah. I was gonna say this is like faux luxury again. This is what like broke ass people think rich people be doing.
Appreciate it.
It's like this motherfucker got up and hasn't done anything all day. All right, not a single bit of work has been done.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, go high. Good. Jump. Backhand.
So he's an iPad kid. He's an iPad. Yeah.
You got this. You got this.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, brother. All right. Dude, the water bottle. He's not that wealthy. He's not that wealthy that he can be buying Saratoga Springs water bottles glass water bottles in bulk like that. That's crazy. I never understood the point of these videos. I think the point is that he gets up in the morning. How many? 1, 2, 4, 4, 9. There's 12 bottles in a box. So 12, 24, 40. This over, bro. There's like over 100 bottles there. This is at least 50, at least. Maybe he refills them with tap water. No, he cracks those things open. But Brian Johnson's actual morning routine is that long. Yeah, it's to get people to sign up for that. Yeah, that is this is a huge routine. How does Brian have any time for work? I mean, I guess he does in the afternoon if you wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I guess. Sleep for 8 hours, 34 minutes? Dude's got a shit on lock. Fucking Whoop users be like. Bro, I sleep at 3 a.m. and wake up at 7. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like... I don't even know how he has it down in a minute. Like, unironically, how does he have it down in a minute? Granted, going to sleep at 3 a.m. and waking up at 7 is probably not very good for you. Odie, you might want to push that back a little bit. You all might want to push that back a little bit. Nothing is gonna catch up to you worse than sleep debt. Like, on God. Because fucking when I don't get at least 7 hours, I might as well have fallen to pieces. All right. Let me see if I can get these. Let me get the penis tweets. Let's see. Asleep by 10, awake at 7, sometimes 8. Yeah. Alright, you watch my child then. You have an excuse. It's not about sleeping. Well, I guess it is about sleeping in amount of hours. Well, you know. I don't know what to tell you. I am trying. I swear my dog forces me to wake up at 7. But that's good. You have a really good alarm clock. That's a good alarm clock. All right. So here we go. This is crazy. Okay. Nighttime erection data from my 19-year-old son. His duration is 2 minutes longer than mine. Raise children to stand tall, be firm, and upright. So, like, this is like a /serious. I have a /serious. This is not a gag question. How does one measure erection duration? Do you have a Fitbit for the penis when you go to, like, fuck? Is that like or is it just like you work yourself up and then you just stand there trying to maintain your erection for as long as possible? Right? Like, how do you do that? /serious. If you sleep for 10 hours, it's also gonna fuck you up too. They strap something on his dick at night. I can't tell if you're serious or not. Right? Dude, this is Librarian, so this is Northern Lions Clipper. Brian, could you record the average hex code of your tips overnight? I'm trying to see something. Smart underwear detects your schlonger. I need that product. I need to know where I can get my schlong analyzed. I want a schlong analyzing device. The data doesn't lie about this erection, dude. Okay, let me analyze this information, okay? Number of erection episodes. So this is the amount of times that you get erect at night when you're sleeping. Total duration of erection episodes, 182 minutes. Dude, maybe I need to do something. Maybe I need to do something. These guys are having some serious fucking morning wood. What the fuck? You can see the times. You can see the times when they wake up. Are they really erect for 182 minutes in their sleep? That's crazy. I need to know. I need to measure this for myself. I'm sorry. There's gotta be. I gotta figure this out. I gotta get to the bottom of this. I don't believe this. Average erection quality. How does one measure erection quality? What are the markers for erection quality? I think KJ just sent me the atom sensor. Don't open on stream. Hold on. I'm gonna see a fucking hog on this, aren't I? This is $250. What the fuck? One diesel dick measurer. I can. Okay, so like, it is literally a cock ring. They wear a cock ring when they sleep at night. This is FSA and HSA eligible. Are you serious? I could get this with my fuck. Your body's natural night gym. I am so curious. I definitely have a worse age than Brian Johnson for erection quality. There's no doubt in my mind. By whose standards? A company called Atom Health. We're about to use my HSA right now. Look, I gotta be honest. I could show this on stream. There's no penis here. I could show this on stream. Hold on. Here. This is what you'd be putting on your hog, okay? This is the Fitbit for your wiener. Makes you wonder if he's taking like honey before he goes to bed. Does that do something? Does honey make you get hard in your sleep or something? I was more worried about sharing your location. Oh, well, whatever. Nah, it doesn't show my location. Featherweight? So this is 20 grams. Fellas, are you okay to put this 20-gram machine on your shaboing boing? You ready to put this on your shaboing boing at night, guys? No, you put these over your shaft. You put these over the shaft. Fits one size, wear and forget. Non-constricting, retractable band. Okay. If I had disposable income, I 100% would buy this for the curiosity of it, but it's too expensive. $250 for something like this is crazy. Like $100, I could stomach this for $100 easily, but $250, no. Let's see. So, Talmadge defends his father in this, and he says, "I'm grateful for the way my dad has raised me." Does it at least vibrate, dude? You know how a Fitbit kind of like goes like vrr, vrr, to wake you up in the morning? What if that does that, but on your fucking candle? You, Beckett, and Chris should all get one and compare. I would do that, but you know they would not do that. Make a video called "I spent 10K hours with my dick bit to see if I could flex up Brian Johnson." Honey, remove the cockpit bit. We're having sex tonight. Me trying to hit up a baddie at the bar. Hey, honey, did you know that my erection age is 23? You know what that means? That I don't know how to have good sex, and this is gonna be really underwhelming. Are you ready? Does the Fitbit of your hog have a raise to awaken function? Like the screen turns on when you get it up? My erection quality is 84. Imagine if a clit bit existed. Oh, I mean, could make it tax deductible if you're next. Listen, when I hand my receipts to my CPA and he sees that I bought a cock ring for a video, I don't even know what kind of discussion I'm gonna have, but he's gonna be sitting there and he has to look at it. But it would be tax deductible, you're right. It would be. It would be. I'm sure they've seen worse. Okay, well. It's like when you're hard, does it give you erection detection? It literally gives you erection detection. Like when we look at Brian and his son, it detected all of their erections. It detected 6 erections at night. His 19-year-old son had 6 erections and he had 5 erections. You know? I'm sure you put worse in there. I'm actually really normal, guys. Do you think Morg Pie wrote off the gimps she rented for stream? I know I think I said this before on another stream, but I really gotta say I think that's like stolen BDSM valor. Okay? There was just something incredibly... I don't want to say that was performative degradation pet play, but that was performative degradation pet play. Dare I say LARP? Dare I say LARP? There was something very hetero about it, you know? What if you could send erection alerts to your partner? That's true. This is just like a love sense for people who are really into science. Yeah, definitely LARP. Yeah. I think it was LARP. It didn't... I don't know how to describe it, but somebody who is really doing that kind of play doesn't act like that. It doesn't fit. Okay, something was wrong. It pings your Discord kitten with direction notifications. Yeah, she built the brand on getting banned and funneling people to OnlyFans, so yeah, it's performative. She just got banned green screening her feet. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. This person who sells nudie pictures for money is in it for the money. Yeah. I will say it is kind of better when the person is like really into it, you know what I mean? Like somebody who's like not into it, like you can just see it in their eyes and you're like, real freaks want it for real, okay? Here, let me pull up some more Brian stuff. So, yes, there was also like the allegations. Here we go. Let me pull up his tweets about his GF. The video of him responding to the allegations should be on his YouTube channel, so let me get that out. Oh, it's just Ashton Hall. Go back. Yeah, we went over the sun blood injection stuff. This nearly destroyed my reputation. Is that the video? This guy's channel, his thumbnails are on fire, dude. His thumbnails are completely amazing. Like, I don't know of another way to put it other than that these are amazing thumbnails. Like, this entire channel, the thumbnails are just phenomenally good. Okay. The old girlfriend. Is it this video? Because when I click on the preview, it's just crazy shit.
There is no real scientific basis for Johnson's lifestyle. It actually may...
No, this is definitely not that. Right? Let me just look it up. Hold on. I thought I had that.
Hi, everyone. 2.5 years ago, on a normal Tuesday morning, I was going about my normal routine, and I received an email from a lawyer that attached a 13-page letter from my former fiance.
His response was very serious, so it wasn't that. By the way, I saw a... This has to be it. Okay. I saw Scott Schaefer did a video, but honestly, I really don't want to listen to the fat former crypto guy who decided to become like an anti-scam channel, okay? Who's also hilarious because when he gets things wrong, he turns tail and run. I'm blocked by Scott Schaefer on Twitter because I told him that he's an idiot. But, you know.
This letter accused me of all sorts of, quote, perverse and abusive behavior. It was a shocking email to receive.
To put it plainly, I would classify Scott Schaefer as a CoffeeZilla wannabe LARPer. Scott used to be a crypto guy, yes. Yes. On an old channel, yes. Big Star Wars nerd too. And I just don't like a big Star Wars fan on principle. Boy, you can expect fat 40-year-old guy. What did you think? It was either going to be that or it was going to be another Lyle convoy.
Never would I have expected this thing to arrive in my email box. At the time, there was a lot of accusations being made about a lot of people, and I knew that many people were losing their jobs and their careers over this time. And I was now right in the thick of it. I never imagined myself to be there. As I read through the letter, trying to make sense of reality, it was a state of paralysis I've never experienced before. I spent the day talking to friends, I spoke to my attorneys, and we were trying to figure out what to do. Universally, the advice I received from everyone was settle it, remain private. Don't take this into the public sphere because one's reputation can be eternally tarnished, and it's very hard to come back from. And it felt devastating to me. The accusations felt like an injustice. And I went to bed that night realizing that this was one of the most significant moments of my life. That even though this was commonplace in society, it was happening everywhere, and it would have been easy to settle, it just didn't feel right to me. And I went to bed that night wondering what I should do. And the next morning, I woke up and I felt a firm conviction that I needed to stand up for myself. I needed to take this course. And now 2.5 years later, it has finally wrapped up. But it has been devastating, it has been costly, it has been stressful, it has been ruinous in so many ways.
So this is after, he's posting this after he won, basically.
And I hope that my experience going through this and sharing it with you will somehow...
He is very serious about this. All of the preamble here is quite interesting.
Make society better. And so what I've done is I've written out what I'm going to say today because I've carefully thought about...
Could you imagine Elon Musk sitting down to do an apology video and posting it to YouTube? What universe would you... I just can't even imagine that. Dude, remember when Elon Musk was on Meme Review and he was like heckin' Wholesome Chungus and we all were like, haha, we love this guy?
What I'm going to say. Not something I wanted to just riff on generally as I explain the details.
But I think now we should tie Elon Musk to his SpaceX rocket and launch him to Mars. So, you know, there's that.
So if you bear with me...
And fun fact, guess who won the contract with NASA? So as NASA wants to go back to the moon, they were like, all right, here's how we'll do it this time. Instead of NASA making something, we got all these private space ventures. What if we let them compete and let the market decide, and the market will try its best to figure out who's going to get us to the moon? There was a few companies trying. One of them is SpaceX, another is Blue Orca, and there's one other that nobody cares about because they didn't win and they're really not that big. I think it might be Virgin, but... Oh, Lockheed Martin! Yes, it was Lockheed Martin. So it was Lockheed Martin, SpaceX, and Blue Orca, right? Lockheed Martin had been struggling. Their research was like not yielding results, so they were behind. SpaceX was testing stuff, and it kept blowing up, right? So they'd be launching all these rockets, trying to figure out how to get all this to work, and it wouldn't be working. And then SpaceX kept missing deadlines, just like Lockheed Martin. They both missed deadlines over and over and over and over and over. SpaceX kept saying, no, we need a little more time. No, we need a little bit more time. No, we need a little bit more time. And the reason they kept getting more time is because, like, in the weapon contractors business, those government contracts are very lucrative, right? So for the littlest reason, a company could decide to sue, being like, you didn't allow us a fair chance. And then, so you have to give them a very fair chance. Anyway, NASA finally decided, Elon's baby, which was supposed to IPO soon on the stock exchange, SpaceX lost, which is a big fucking deal because SpaceX, which is tied into X, aka Twitter, lost that huge contract. They lost it to Blue Orca, which is Jeff Bezos' space company. Bet you didn't know that. Maybe you did. That's kind of like common knowledge, but I never paid attention to Blue Orca because they don't make the news like SpaceX ever did. Feels like an eternity ago when he was an internet darling. Yeah, it really does. Obama was president. That's how long ago.
The entirety of what has happened over the past 2.5 years. My former fiance...
Point is, I don't think SpaceX is gonna... Alright, this is like a... So I don't want to be like a stock Andy right now, but like if SpaceX does bad at an IPO, that would be the funniest shit ever. I desperately want it to do bad at an IPO because it would stop Elon Musk from being the world's first trillionaire. Like it unironically would.
Threatened to make scandalous public accusations about me unless I paid her $9 million in 1 week. 2 years later, a judge ordered her to pay me $500,000 for the fees I had spent defending my innocence. The dark, underground accusation economy. Okay, so how did this happen? It started on April 6th.
To be honest, the fact that this guy ended up with actual false allegations is very outrageous. Because when you think of a multi-millionaire, so like a tech Andy, right? He's not a billionaire, which is why I'm not calling him a billionaire, right? But somebody so fabulously wealthy, you would expect has at least some serious fucking skeletons in his closet. So for him to walk away from this completely unscathed is quite astounding. Because we all know about Elon Musk and his strange women that he has many children with, right? And how his father owned like a fucking apartheid era emerald mine, right? We all know about that shit. What else? Kevin O'Leary has like some weird there's some allegations and rumors that he had I think it was an ex-wife killed. So there's that too. Have you seen this man? He does not function like a regular person.
2021, that morning.
He's just like a very wealthy autistic guy.
I was telling you about, with a 13-page letter from her attorneys. A quote, redacted, is willing to settle all of her claims against Mr. Johnson and his companies for $9 million, ... This was surprising because after over a year of our relationship ending, for the first time ever, she was accusing me of a wide range of, quote, abusive and pervasive behaviors. Through her...
I feel like we also know about all of Johnson's pervasive behaviors. He's like weirdly open about it. Like he clearly has some kind of medical fetish. Dude, he is giving this response with the fucking Whoop band on his arm.
Attorneys, she threatened to make her allegations public.
Yeah, he meant perverse.
If I didn't pay her that $9 million in
also,
1 week.
There is, in my YouTuber like drama Google Docu mind, when a victim goes public, they just go public. But if a victim approaches their accuser and says, pay me to be quiet or I will go public, well, first of all, that's blackmail. But then second of all, that's like a red flag for me, right? What is a Whoop band? So Whoop is this thing. It's like a screenless tracker that's really detailed. And people pay like $50 a month for the Whoop to measure everything in a day, right? And people leave the Whoop on literally 24/7. They have like tools designed so the Whoop can charge while it stays on your wrist, so you never lose a moment of tracking.
Receiving this, WTF? What claims? What wrongdoing? Is this April Fool's? Am I being punked? I am so confused. This is a person whom I'd once had the most beautiful relationship with, and now she was unrecognizable to me.
They make Whoop for the dick? Well, apparently. You can put your Whoop in underwear. They make Whoop underwear, so you could get tracking that way too.
Double-clicked on the email, and I started reading the letter, and the contents were shocking. I felt paralyzed. What was even more shocking was that my fiance and I had signed a separation agreement a year earlier when ending our relationship. We both agreed to walk our separate ways. It was clear that she and her attorneys were gambling that they would put enough pressure on me of my reputation being tarnished publicly that I would pay up and settle privately. She was emboldened by lawyers blinded by their greed to take advantage of her vulnerabilities and exploit my wealth. After over 6 months of threatening to destroy me,
This is the woman he nearly married before he met his pussy yeast queen.
in her quote.
So after
podcast,
this, the queen appears. So this is a different woman.
a book deal, and a potential TV series. The attorneys who sent the demand letter never filed a complaint or produced a single piece of evidence to.
That's some serious stuff. I've never heard of that before. If you were as wealthy as Brian Johnson, of fucking course you would do that. Absolutely. Absolutely, you would get a separation agreement. So that way you could both go your separate ways, right? Yeah, if you both sign a separation agreement too, from what it's sounding like, while she is less wealthy than him, whoever this woman is seems to have been fairly wealthy herself. But that is not surprising. I think it should be more common for stuff like that, honestly. I don't know. Like I've had people I've dated where they're like, we get in an argument and then they try to leverage, well, you're a YouTuber, as like, you know, basically like, oh, we're arguing. Well, what if I just made it a big public spectacle? So I get it, 100%. I would totally do that.
To support the allegations. Then she got new attorneys. Seeing that threats alone were insufficient,
separation agreement.
They filed a case in court and tried to make me look like a monster. I successfully moved part of the case into arbitration, where we had agreed to resolve any disputes. As their legal losses mounted, they became increasingly unhinged in what they were willing to say. Sadly, global media ate it up. On March 31st, 2023, after extensive motions, depositions, and discovery, the arbitrator dismissed all her causes of action that had been referred to arbitration and ordered that my accuser pay me $500,000 to reimburse attorney's fees I'd been forced to spend defending my innocence. The ruling and award were confirmed by an active Superior Court judge on September 29th, 2023. After years
definitely use hair dye. You've clocked that 100%. There's no fucking way this is that guy's natural hair. There's some serious hair dyeing action going on there.
Litigation, the corroborating evidence my accuser had of any of my accused wrongdoings, nothing. Not a single thing.
To be fair, if I was Trad Media, the weird guy who measures his son's erection, adult son, weird guy who measures his son's erection is definitely like a really easy one to say is also a sex pest, right? Like it's not a hard leap, right? Even in 2023, this is not a hard leap at all, right? At all.
Accuser's attempt to invalidate the separation agreement she had signed. The arbitrator, a well-respected retired judge.
Yeah, I did not have sexual relations with that anti-aging cream. Dude, it removed all the wrinkles on his balls. It just looks like a red bouncy ball now down there.
Pointed out that my accuser's, quote, undisputed conduct and testimony refute her claims. In other words, my accuser's own evidence contradicted her own story. This is noteworthy as my...
He sounds like a Star Trek character, too. He talks like he is. He's so obsessed with numbers and everything like that. Like, it's something about him. Something about him is so cartoonish. Like he's very serious right now, but in the same breath, he sounds actually like that is what he sounds like.
Accuser's day job is chief storytelling officer at
Dude, you know he wrote that up and he's like, this is so gonna own them.
an implantable medical device company where trust is life and death. This entire thing has been bizarre and surreal. My accuser's attorney were sanctioned by the judge, a severe reprimand that courts reserve for truly egregious behavior, for making, as the judge wrote, quote, serious allegations factually and legally baseless and frivolous, unquote. Her lawyers were ordered to pay the court a fine of $2,500. In our settlement discussions, I insisted her attorneys pay some of what she owed for their complicitness. It would have been so easy to relent and quietly make this go away. That's what nearly everyone does, but I am not guilty, and they gave me no choice but to spend 2 years litigating to defend my innocence. Giving in and paying up would have been an injustice to me, an injustice to society, enabling this.
Injustice to society? I'm sorry, we're 3 years down the pipe, dude. I can tell you that it only gets crazier out there. All right, the things I've read. You think the stuff that goes on with the wealthy is crazy? Just wait until you see a VTuber who can also be wealthy, but like in a way that's like annoying.
Twisted practice. This legal fight was ugly and awful. Honestly, the worst. The most hurtful part of the whole ordeal was that she spoke about our relationship in ways that were unrecognizable to me. For example, when she was sadly diagnosed with a serious health condition, I rearranged my life and worked beside her nonstop to beat it. We flew around the country together, exploring clinical trials and meeting with doctors. Together, we conducted extensive research into additional therapies and tests. It was our shared, omnipresent focus. When tests showed that she was in the clear and it was time to celebrate her new lease on life, who was the one person in the world that she invited to be by her side at this sacred event? Me. She honored.
Probably talking about cancer there, right? Like, it's feeling vaguely cancerous.
My unwavering devotion to her well-being. The case is now wrapped and behind us. This time with a promise that she won't sue me again. A provision the previous agreement didn't have, and which allowed her and her attorneys to weaponize the legal system for over 2 years.
God, no. God, no. My woke mind virus is clashing with my ability to have human empathy here. The woke mind virus is telling me that he's too wealthy and he should be exploded. And then the other human empathetic side is telling me that I resonate and understand and see the frustration and pain that is going through his mind.
Years. Their strategy was to inflict maximum pain and suffering on me so that I would pay up privately. They miscalculated my tenaciousness and resolve.
Fight a diesel, fight the virus. No, he's a weirdo. He's a weirdo, a freak, and a strange guy. Okay, but you know, by Lady Liberty, that is your divine right, you know? It's your constitutional right. You know, he's allowed. He's allowed. If he wants to share his erection data with the world, so be it. All right? That doesn't make him a bad guy. It doesn't. I'd rather rich people spend money on ridiculous pursuits like this guy than doing whatever the fuck it is those other fucking surveillance lords are making. All right? I don't want to be living in the torment nexus. I'd rather this. I'd rather this over the Peter Thiel deep state funded black hole that exists.
And their strategy backfired, inflicting collateral damage upon themselves. One of her attorneys is no longer with that firm, and my accuser's health sadly deteriorated within the blast radius of her own creation. My accuser has...
When the revolution comes, we can keep him in a habitat to observe. Well, I think, you know, ending death is a noble pursuit, you know, just... It needs to be equitable. You can't have it go just to the wealthy, because then that's a problem. They talk about that in Cyberpunk, you know? That's the real issue here, you know? It's either we all get to live forever and we all get to annoy each other, or nobody gets to live forever and we all get to die. There's no in-between, because any in-between is not good. Okay, that's how you end up with Saburo Arasaka reigning for over 100 years. There's already books about how bad it is when we end death. I understand there are books about how bad it is when we end death, okay? But I think now this might be a philosophical heavyweight idea to throw out here in a fucking drama stream, but we keep talking about how bad it is to live forever. Have we ever thought about the upsides? People go insane in their boredom of forever. Well, then once you're, we're saying immortality. We're not saying invulnerability, right? So like, when you get to the end, when you're like, I'm done, you can just blow your shit, move off. You know, I say this is the dying girl. You know, it's like listen, we never really answered the question, and we're probably never going to answer it because it's going to never be a Destiny 3. But, you know, the Guardians are technically immortal. They're all immortal. You know, they seem like they're having a good time. They have to, like, defend the galaxy or whatever. But, you know, it's a fun time aside from that. You can't die. Except that one time. But that's like an exception, not the rule. You know? And then, oh, it's always like a vampire sitting there in a castle being like, oh, I gotta live forever. Wait. Not a vampire sitting in a castle having parties every night. They talk about it in the lore, they don't. Hey, they might talk about it in the lore, but they made it very difficult to read. Either end forever or last forever. Both are terrifying. Look, like I said, if we solve death, we can add suicide booths in cities just like Futurama. Okay? So then, you know, when you're like, I think I'm done. I'm done being alive forever. You can just blow your shit, move off. They removed that content though. Yeah. If yeah, that's many such cases.
Has been astonishingly pernicious. Nonetheless, I choose again to support her as she works through her health and well-being. The settlement funds she owes me will be routed to a trust I established for her medical needs. She is the sole beneficiary.
Wow.
And is the only person who can access.
This guy is like, that's a crazy generous offer, good sir.
The trust.
Wow.
I won't keep a penny of what she pays as part of the judgment. I know many of you may be thinking that this situation is something that happens to other people and something that won't happen to you. The thing that's relevant here is that every minute of every day, each of us invest our efforts into building our reputations. We show up on time. We're respectful. We offer sympathy. We help out. We apologize when we're at fault.
This guy was such a fucking Mormon. I'm sorry, he was such a Mormon. This is so Mormon coded.
We tell the truth. Our reputation is our life currency. Then, in one moment, a headline can cause everyone you love and care about to question everything they thought they knew about you. A lifetime of work is now in question. It's great entertainment when it's about someone else, something entirely different when it's about you.
Listen, man. You're right. You're right 100%. It's just very funny because I see this all the time. So it's very interesting to hear someone so not terminally online talk about it. This is definitely a top 10 Mormon moments. Top 10 Mormon moments.
It has been no fun having my name dragged through the mud without the ability to comment. Quote, innocent.
He sounds Mormon. Well, you know what really makes him sound Mormon? You could hear him using his brain and going out of the way to not swear. Like even in the vlog, you could hear him kind of like the gears turning to not do that.
Until proven guilty, unquote, is a bedrock of our society. In recent years, it has been weaponized and exploited, as guilty until proven innocent has been de facto by mob rule, ruining people's careers, lives, and reputations, taking away from those who legitimately need the legal system. It has created a booming underground economy that has destabilized societal trust by straining our bonds. Our societal fabric is fragile, woven together by a
I am not getting a Mormon sermon right now, dude. I am not getting a Mormon sermon.
Shared trust. The accusation strategy she used is corrosive to that shared stability. I hope that more people stand up to this dark and twisted practice. For those of you interested in more context and detail on the events that transpired, I'll share a few things with you. Before I received the 13-page scorched earth letter in April of 2021, my accuser sent me a letter in September of 2020 where she praised my integrity. She spoke of our shared love and emphasized the reciprocal care that we'd shown for each other. I'll put on the screen here a court filing that has the quote.
This is so fucking weird. This is so fucking weird. Dude, holy shit. Oh.
From her letter to me. Now, when that tactic didn't work, she and her attorneys sought to disparage me and create scandal. And this is what I mentioned before, as their legal losses mounted, they became increasingly unhinged.
What a strange bit of lore there. That's weird. Anyway, let's talk about his girlfriend's 1%er. Okay. Let's talk about the new woman in his life. So here is yet another Brian blog post. Okay. Guys, I have a girlfriend. Now I know what you're thinking. How is it possible that anyone would want to be with me? I understand where you're coming from. I think the answer is her puzzle fits mine. That's so fucking corny. It's great. In my early 20s, I read the biography of the American founding father, John Adams. He and his wife, Abigail, had one of the great partnerships in American history, intellectually matched, emotionally intertwined, and co-architects of something bigger than themselves. I wanted what they had. Oh. I think there's a lot of tweets that I think are like deliberately trying to stoke. This is why I think Twitter is actually a psychological warfare weapon. But there are tweets that I read where they were like, somebody was like, do men yearn? Are men yearners? Do they like longingly think about a woman that they love and just want to be with her and have this like life and blah blah blah? And it was like, yeah. So I just think it's really funny that he's explaining how he read this biography about John Adams and how he was like, God, I really want what they have. Because I have also read books or like watched movies and gone, God, I want what they have. It's just very funny to read it from him because he's so open about it. Because it's not really a thing that dudes say. I wonder if his wife left him because she realized she wouldn't get anything because he's trying to outlive her. Well, you know, all the Mormon snacks probably slows that down, you know. But it wasn't within reach. For years, I'd married into a sort of arranged Mormon marriage. Unsure of how else to explain it, we were functional, but we weren't John and Abigail. We split after 13 years. I fucking hate, dude, this, I really was like, this is like a weirdo that I want to cover. And now I'm sitting here at this point in the stream going, I think I kind of like this guy. And that's kind of really fucking frustrating for me. At age 34, after selling Braintree Venmo and emerging from a mismatched marriage and the repression of Mormonism, I set out to rebuild myself and find partnership. I met a woman in LA who became my first ever girlfriend. $34? The concept of not having dated anyone until you're in your 30s is definitely really horrifying to learn. I guess it's kind of like strange because you're working backwards from an arranged marriage. I haven't dated anyone and I'm 24. I think it's time that we do a Hinge review, guys. Jesus. Mormons don't date now. There's a lot more arranged marriages. My boyfriend hadn't dated a girl before me and he was in his 30s. I do not know how men are doing that. I am so serious. I do not understand how that happens. Just by sheer property of existing in life. Someone who would have had to have come by and shot their shot. This is why we need third spaces, is what I'm saying. We need third spaces. The state of relationship is bad now, yeah. Not everyone can pull. I don't even think you need a you need to find your Kate to your Brian Johnson, you know? You need to find the Brian Johnson to your Kate Tolo, you know? Brother, most of our peers are without and or e-dating which doesn't count. Yeah. Yeah. I see a lot of humans now. What I'm saying is that we need third spaces. I met a woman in LA who was my first ever girlfriend. Coming from a sheltered background, I was blind to the obvious warnings. I was dangerously naive. That relationship unraveled and was followed by litigation. The experience was unnerving and left me wondering if I could ever trust again. By the time I was 44, I started reconciling with the possibility of life without partnership. Kate and I met at my brain interface company, Kernel. She'd discovered my work using neurotechnology to improve human well-being and merge human and AI. What? That is a crazy statement. Hold on. Kate and I met at my brain interface company, Kernel. She discovered my work using neurotechnology to improve human well-being and merge human and AI. Okay. Even though she had been dreaming of a career in fashion, She was drawn to what she foresaw as the defining question of our time. How will humans successfully co-evolve with AI? We shared the same obsession. The puzzle piece fit was immediate as either of us had ever experienced. Yet, we maintained our professional boundaries. When she worked on our first project together, the back and forth was effortless. She could conceptualize and feel what I couldn't, and vice versa. It helped that both Kate and I had a natural disposition towards hard work. Our joy came from creation. Kate was luminescent. When I saw her about the office, butterflies fluttered in my stomach. Each day, she'd show up wearing some unexpected combination of colors, textures, styles, and accessories. Always tasteful, playful, and interesting. She didn't chase fancy brands. Most of her clothing was from a thrift store. It wasn't how she looked, but how her mind worked. Original, eccentric, entirely her own. She was art. We both worked very hard and valued every second of the day. One evening around 6:30, she dropped by my office and we talked for hours. It had been all business before. This was the first time we stepped into each other's personal lives. My heartstrings pulled, but my brain pushed back. We know we can't trust again, my mind firmly stated. Out after hours, meetups in my office became a daily ritual. The favorite part of my day, we'd reminisce about work and tiptoe a bit deeper into each other's personal lives. He sounds like a man in his early 20s. I'm not even lying. He sounds so much younger. It's so cheesy. Oh my god. We'd reminisce about work and blah blah blah. I'd recently started my new anti-aging project, and one night, Kate suggested to me that I should put the entire thing online to allow others to follow. We worked together to put a website and got a V1 out. We pondered on what to call it, and decided on Project Blueprint. We were oddly from entirely different worlds, but somehow the same person. Yet neither of us dared to take the next step. We didn't want to imperil our work relationship, and we remained deeply skeptical of each other. The combination of Kate being raised to distrust all things, and me still feeling the sting of a previous relationship, left us stirring in a pot of anticipatory disaster. Before long, whether we liked it or not, we'd become each other's favorite person. We'd spend every moment we could together. Social events and the weekends were still off limits, as our relationship was professional. We were both secretly wondering, does this other person feel what I'm feeling? Unable to withstand any longer, after a year and a half of unspoken affection, one night I softly floated the balloon of inquiry. She confirmed it was reciprocal. Still, with things being so new, neither of us wanted to make our relationship public. We needed time to stabilize, mature, and assess whether this was short or long term. I'm a 48-year-old American, raised Mormon with 3 children, and she's a 30-year-old Bosnian Australian American. It took time. I'm white, and she's white. In our years of knowing each other, three of them have been navigating a relationship, all while building a business and movement. There have been many times we didn't know if we'd make it. In the last year, we found our flow. I trust Kate as much as my mother. She knows how to scaffold trust. She anticipates your anticipation and knows your reaction before you react. She's meticulous in integrity in our relationship. She's even been pivotal in helping my father and me reconcile and navigate the contours of our relationship. In the past few years, Blueprint and Don't Die have become a global phenomenon. Kate is the unsung hero. She and I have been on a stride ever since its inception. She's proven an exceptional executor, and despite her unconventional background, intuitively knows things. Her creativity keeps me forever guessing what she'll come up with next. Our minds have become so intertwined that life feels naked without her. Her story warrants being told, as others will be better off emulating her practices and abilities. This guy is writing so much about this woman. God. Deep companionship is a universal human want. And while there are 8 billion of us on this planet, most struggle to achieve it, including those relationships. It's the most fulfilling of human experiences and also the most elusive. The joy of being seen, appreciated, and loved, offering the same to another. I wrote dozens of different sentences trying to capture what the want and struggle for deep companionship feels like. I deleted them all as none could holistically capture the emotional architecture of it. Then, one day, while exercising, I realized what it feels like. What the explorer Ernest Shackleton and his crew must have felt returning to the land after being shipwrecked and surviving 497 days adrift in the brutal Antarctic. It's a bit of a dramatic comparison, however. I suspect many of you can relate. Kate feels like land to me after being adrift and searching for 25 years. Life sinks or sails based upon the quality of her most intimate relationships. No amount of professional success can plug the sinking hole. This guy would have been writing sonnets in the 1800s, guys. I'm sorry. He is autistic. Let us be clear. And I say that very respectfully. This man is as neurodivergent as the grass is green. Okay? This was written by him. 100%. You have watched enough video of him now to know that this is definitely how he fucking speaks. All right? Like, these are obviously weird. They're weird. They're just, the way he words these things are weird. But he is truly in love. He is truly in love. And he belabored over each meticulous and strange detail of this post. I don't know what to tell you other than that this man is truly in love. I'm mad. I'm mad because it is actually astounding that such a, like there are many tech entrepreneurs who are these amorphous, sociopathic, unloving, weird freaks who only engage in romance for the political power or gains associated with it. But really, there's no point for him to be with this Kate woman. She's not from a wealthy family. She brings nothing to the table other than working for him. Like, this is like very human and vulnerable. Yeah, like we could sit here and be like, corny, this is AI, this is cringe, blah, 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 blah. No. Unfortunately, this man has more gusto than any of you sitting here cringing, because if you have a partner in your life, you need to be able to tell them a sonnet. Maybe you should. Maybe you should write them a soliloquy or two, a bit of a haiku. Would it kill you? I don't know, but you could try. It would be bad, but you could try. I just, like, it really is this, like, strangely romantic. This is the poems little girls dreamed that Prince Charming would write them. Yeah, it just turns out that Prince Charming was the never die tech entrepreneur. Oh, God. Oh, this is so fucking it is outrageous. There's no way to not say this is outrageous. But goddamn. Life sinks or sails based upon the quality of her most intimate relationships. No amount of professional success can plug the sinking hole of an acrimonious personal relationship. At this point, Kate and I have nearly become one person. We have entire conversations with a single look, sound, and gesture or image. We independently come up with the same ideas and insights, suggesting to me that maybe our tandem effort generating them, our relationship, is stable, positive, and calm. I've wanted this my entire life and impatiently waited 25 years for it to arrive. It's better than anything I imagined. Luckily, I found my Abigail Adams. Oh, fuck you. That's beautiful. Fuck you, you little freak. Fuck you. I fucking hate how fucking nice that is. I'm mad. I need somebody whose puzzle piece matches mine, brother. Yeah, I hope I find somebody who matches my freak like that. It is disgusting. It is disgusting how much. God. Crazy. I can't. So to put into perspective how much they match each other's freak here, hold on, let me find it. Do-do-do-do.
Congratulations.
I can be
yeah.
romantic and I can flirt. I
just
ain't hating
cast
on
a
being in
blessing
love.
upon you.
I just won't
I just
broadcast it
blessed
to
you
the
with
public.
1 year
That's
of-
the part I cringe at. Couldn't waterboard me into presenting love novellas to the people.
I don't think I would write a post like that, but if I was truly in love, a public display of affection that is borderline outrageous is within the realm of possibility. You know, for me, I would argue. I don't care what the public thinks enough to allow myself to not be myself. You know what I mean? To allow the commons to dictate my actions like that would be outrageous. I shouldn't. No one should. If it is something that is within you feel it, that is something that you're capable of doing, sure. But I don't want to dictate what I do for people based on what other people could perceive. You know what I mean? Yeah, if I was with someone and they like sang a song in public and it was bad, but they did it for me, it doesn't matter how bad it is, you know? Hot take, bespoke to anything is how you get a girl. Create something that you can give them that literally no person can have. Dude, just wait until they see my macaroni art. Wait until they see my macaroni art. Bitches love my macaroni art. All right. Let me pull up his. So to show how much of a freakonomics they get up to, okay? Dude, he uses like every single kind of. You could literally paint a 40K figure for a lady and easily get laid. Who's to say I haven't? Based on literally that. Let's see. If she puts that shit on a she's a keeper. Hold on, I'm trying to find his 1% vagina post. I can't, is that real? Dude. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it. This is crazy work. I would not tweet this. Unless I was actually, like, making porn, I would never tweet something like that. I just gave Kate oral sex. Good night, everyone. Brian Johnson replies, This is her vaginal microbiome report. 100 out of 100 score. Top 1% of all vaginas. Her sample is dominated by the single most protective bacterial species a vagina can host. Only about 25 to 30% of reproductive age women globally are L. cryptis dominant, and dominant usually means above 50%. Kate is at 98.7. The lab found nothing bad to report. No anything. This is linked to lower risk of BVs, UTIs, yeast infections, HPV persistence, HSV-2, and HIV acquisition, preterm birth, and improved IVF outcomes. A vaginal microbiome is downstream of everything. Sleep, glucose control, stress, gut health, sexual health, immune function, what you eat, and what you put in it. There's her score. It's a SSR vagina, ladies and gentlemen. An SSR vagina. If she's okay with this, they're perfect for each other. She is okay. Not only is she okay with this, she's like an active participant in this. She is totally about this shit. This is such a weird picture, dude. This is such a weird picture. Yeah, Kate constantly has to respond being like, yeah, I was okay with this. I consented to this. Like, yes. Yeah, she encourages him. Examining Kate's 1%. She has suspected endometriosis. This affects at least 1 in 10 in women, likely more. I would not be surprised if he turns her vaginal yeast into a beverage. Yeah, virgin DJ Khaled who won't go down on a woman versus Chad Brian Johnson who's running lab reports on his girls who Dude, DJ Khaled's so corny for not going down. He's missing out on the SSR, dude. He's getting no pulls. Historically, you need surgery, blah, blah, blah. Our first step to find out if Kate has it, do all these tests. All of this culminates with a picture of this. Does he not look like Marco Rubio there? Does he not look like Marco Rubio? But yes, they went together. And then, yes, I consented to this post. I love that Brian's so supportive and involved with my health. Baby, I got you. Oh. I'm calling it. He'll find a cure for endometriosis just for her. You're telling me he doesn't look like Marco Rubio? You're crazy. Is this some sort of medical kink? I think part of it is a medical kink. I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy for them. Happy for them, you know? Brian, you're getting a bit too comfortable with this app. This is me being shy. New monitoring the situation meme template. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh my God. Brian's going down for a nap. This is on Kate's Twitter. He's missing his bedtime tonight for the enhanced game, so front-loading his restorative sleep. I 100% believe that Brian sleeps exactly like this image. Fucking, this couple is disgusting, dude. This couple is disgusting. Fuck. What a character. What a fucking character. He sleeps like a dying Victorian child. Wow. I am kind of astounded that this is where I'm at with Brian Johnson. His products are too expensive. I cannot afford any of his shit. But if there's anybody who's making supplements that work, it's this fucking crazy guy. I don't know of another guy who could. I'm so curious to see how much they talk. Definitely. Or how much they cost. Test your biomarkers like Brian Johnson. Oh yeah, I should totally give my DNA to another company. How'd this go from, oh, this guy's weird to, oh, he found someone who matches his freak. Oh, they're weird in the same way. Isn't it cute? Real question is if they decide to have kids, will it be a test tube babies or petri dish children for the ultimate spawn? I could see him doing some Gattaca shit where he's like, you know, they're like designing their baby. I don't know, man. I don't know. His supplement stack is absolutely outrageously expensive. I mean, it probably I'd be inclined to believe that he's litigious enough with it, but it's very expensive. It's very expensive. His extra virgin olive oil is $40. Actually, that seems about right. Yeah. Nah, this shit ain't cute. Oh. Well, you know, you are being included in their kink, whether you like it or not now, I guess, you know. Non-zero chance that Brian Johnson could get us affordable health care. Yeah, why do we have RFK in charge of Health and Human Services and I'm Brian Johnson? I'm building a team, Reddit. Gosh, I cannot believe. What's up, Jazz? We're is there any more? There's like one or two. Him doing that. Oh, here's the most recent post. So this is what got me to do a stream on Brian, okay? This is what sold me, all right? Here's what got me. Here's what got me. I'm meeting Kate's parents for the first time. Do you think they'll like me? I'm flying 17 hours. She's from Australia and international travel increases aging, but I really love her, so it's worth the cost. There's like tweets where Brian's like, I'm doing this thing for Kate, even though I know it'll make me age, but I'm doing it because I love her. And I'm just like, this guy's entire mission in life is to live forever, but he's like, I'll make an exception because it's Kate. And it's like, all right. Okay. These posts are giving me diabetes. He is Mormon. So here he is with him and Kate on the plane. And then he's like talking about why travel is bad. And he's explaining how bad it is. Right? He's like, modern life has tricked us into thinking travel is good. It's kind of barbaric for the body. He's like, the data was bad. Blood glucose stability was off. 9 days to train my circadian rhythm. 18 days for sleep architecture recovery. And he's explaining how, like, being in a cabin at 7,000 feet will cause hypoxia, which can, disrupt your melatonin and is bad for your brain and yada, yada, yada. But they're just like, they're both tracking every part of them, which is crazy, but okay. Thanks. Oh, and Brian's like, what shouldn't I talk about with them? And he's like, thanks for the feedback, guys. I shouldn't discuss her 1% vagina, my NTEs, blood boys, shrooms, the ultrasound pic. God. He is the kind of guy that would be like, hello, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you. I love your daughter. She has a 1% vagina, but like not as a sexual way. She's just very healthy. I feel like I'm a third wheel witnessing the relationship, but we know that their doctor is the one sitting in the cup chair. That actually might be truly a generational chat. That is actually phenomenally good. You think he'll announce they're having oral when he's there? Kate's parents, I am now performing oral. Oh my gosh. People like this would irk my soul to no end and may give me acid reflux. He's a yearner. He would have, dude, Brian Johnson. I mean, I don't know what he would have been. He probably would have been like a wizard or something, but does he have a cult that we should join to like not age? No, he's just like selling supplements and like tech health stuff. He just does tech health stuff. Like literally it's all tech health. Like everything I've clicked on is just like tech health related. That's crazy. The Cuck Command Center. The Cuck Command Center in the hotel. I've been in hotels that have a setup like this. This is crazy work, honestly. I never thought about it like that, but it really is. Yeah, there's like nothing really. You would think that Brian Johnson would sell something more outrageous, but like fucking supplements, meals and snacks. I don't know, it's just normal. His protein is very expensive. It's very expensive. I'm looking at it now because I was just curious. This is like outrageously expensive. It's HSA, FSA. Wow. Very rare to get that with protein. Nutrition facts. This is a 30-day supply. This is so fucking expensive. This is expensive as shit for 30. Insane. Are you ever going to start an OF? I don't really think I'd get a lot of business on OnlyFans. I gotta be honest. Like, you guys might be down bad, but I worry about the upside of that. You know, on one hand, I have to show my cock. On the other hand, maybe like 5 people give me $5. You know, that's the problem. I don't want to be in that position. Right, sure. We would be your strongest soldiers. I don't know. I don't know. Ceremonial grade matcha. He has matcha on here. I support you. Okay, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. This is all so expensive. I believe it works. His skincare? Okay. To be fair, making stuff, yeah. Yeah. That's true. Damn. Very expensive though. His skincare stuff is about what you'd expect, I guess, for a lot of that. That moisturizer's a lot. Like, a lot. The moisturizer, I think, is a bit much. I don't think I would pay that much for moisturizer. Especially with the ingredients that are in it, but I don't know. That's my take. Very interesting. What a guy. Oh shit. Well, if you have oily skin, do you use moisturizer or no? Yeah, I use moisturizer, and I have decently oily skin. Because like when you cleanse your skin with like an oil cleanser and a water cleanser, then there's no anything on your face. So then you need to put moisturizer on it. And I found that like the moisturizer like supersedes my oiliness, you know. And it's replaced it. So like I don't get oily anymore since maintaining my routine, you know. L'Oreal can be expensive. I'm telling you, go for the Korean stuff. It's cheaper. Yeah, your skin will produce more oil if you cleanse with no moisturizer. Yeah, I had to figure that out the hard way. I figured that out the hard way. It was a big mistake. Trying Brian Johnson. See, I think I would rather try some of the other stuff that Brian Johnson does before trying his skincare routine. You know what I mean? There's so much to try. I'm really curious about the one that measures your erection because I do not see why you would need that. Again, if the erection analyzer wasn't $250, I would get the cockpit. I 100% would get that because it's so fucking weird. Hold on, wait. Let me read this. The Atom sensor discreetly tracks your nighttime erections. Parentheses, nocturnal penile tumescence. Your MPT. Your NPT, not MPT. Your Andrew Age wellness score shows your patterns to compare data from scientific studies and how they change over time. This is linked to blood flow, hormone balance, and erection health. Dude, I'm gonna put this thing on, and it's gonna be like you have the shaboing boing of a 50-year-old man or something. Crazy. Move beyond guesswork. Objectively track the impact of lifestyle changes and supplements, empowering you to make informed decisions about what works for your body. I'm so fucking curious. I'm so fucking curious. What the fuck? Someone feels like they're gonna be hurt by this. Yeah, you could. Best foods for erection health. Okay. All right. Thank you, website. Well, that was a stream. I think I have a newfound respect for this strange little man. I mean, he seems fairly tall, I'll be honest. He seems kind of ethereal. I thought he was like a cock shot collar. All right. Listen, I've worn a shot collar. That stuff sucks. All right? I definitely wouldn't put it anywhere down there. But what an interesting little guy. What an interesting little guy. All right, later.